Wontumi kwa na yɛde ne tu mu aga na mmadi ahosie si yɛfa ne nkɔ no nkɔwu wɔ hɔ nkurɔfoɔ mo de wɔn agu mu bi ni free prison ba yɛ meka kyerɛ mo sɛ Nsawam prison mu nkɔ biem na mbɛkɔ paa mobɛkɔ paa wɔatateɛ nkasa kora ho nte wo nso bɛkɔ bi wɔnyae wontumi na ɔmɛtena fie na wɔnsɛm bɛtu gold ɛne ɔbaa yɛ ne yɛ poano ɔbaa yɛ bɛdidi pona no.
This is Boadu TV, truth and integrity.
Ghana ewe kibim. JM Ababeye another god in Ghana when it comes to politics and governance. And asamba ko metumi aka no ene say enuoma owura John Dramani Mahama gusu a wototo no e kamia ya say afem bom ni yenya wo mampani a wototo Ghana yi. In fact, Owura John Dramani Mahama ene wama meda because the last time ene motra had been commodify lawyer Sami Jemfi ho. And I'm stating clearly say you to know ye wo memu no ye pemrantia ne mabawa e woni ndia ne nyansa obetumi adi wo manyam no man na kwani. Na me tepo lawyer Sami Jemfi as one of them. Na me can say Ghana constitution no clearly shows say we need it because we have 40 years. Na say lawyer was 35 years kwa no. Na say NBC kwa no and the 2 years 3 years ya kai kwa kososo a ebedu so no wanya 38 still woni ye. So the next government ebedu 8 years a ebedu so no na wanya 46 years. Enunti ya probia anase enunti yanse samranu mu na yama emabunu no etumi nyankwanya. And I think say asemi ya meka ye and the Constitutional Review Committee and some omodi ababa to dwa say this will be 40 years and son when after president no a omodi ababa 35 years no that is the best. And akwanya ababa da ho na ya de baba selected the next candidate no 35 years for no etumi ngwamu bia lawyer Sami Jemfi standing a chance of contesting and it's perfecto. Obi abetumi aprimiti obi abetumi aprimi but the yes say you to no so menya kwanya no mo because ankomo no amene mu bedi ye no over 110 youths and omo ka asem no kire me said they need lawyer Sami Jemfi to lead them. And I believe and think say this time round the no econo this appointment no we free one and you're the best. 35 years na jumu bobo adwuma nyina to contest man ye and that is the best thing. Na do John Dramani Mahama say we get this amendment at all and some obekwa wako. And at the same time, the Constitutional Review Committee says some of women bia na enamno but phantom omo into the Constitution. And I think that is the best thing to go. Oman chichire and no. And you bia no benya physical cash, and no benya physical insure. When you kuta no say I got this. But all these changes that you can't want some more idea about it's one of the best things that happen to a man. And you to be if you this time around that econo, can we say life and begin at 40 million, but life begins at 30 and 35. So Sabiano are very best. At the same time, let's tackle the issue of 4 to 5 years. Adiaba kwa madwene ene constitution review committee no anyadwene ene November yake election adiaba be hye no I still have problem there. Because I think Saturday December 7th no is enough. Because ye nru baby just November issue no ebetumi aba ho beba ho. We aba be addressing the November 10. A holiday see ebetumi review no bia mu a akababwa papa this November issue no. Anya sa wo kire bi no na wo mani mu anyo eno no de ehode mene constitutional review no say man factor that challenges no ewo that area no dia and ye betumi ayen sachire kakra no ewo ho na yama election no as December 7th no say December 7th no and be ha do ye betumi dia be December 1st ye betumi dia be December 1st now the swearing in no ye dia be January 1st. I believe said that one will be okay. And I said January 7th no kra no a enye bad. But November the end of the year, me what do November no so no mami starting some of you normally be a e ma me susu say November no emwaye no ba yehu ba me chim hwe oman Ghana e dangerous oman yo na etomre bi a e ya sema me ka champion for bi ne say e ma wonya wadwen say adwene na wo ntiri no sa na obi adwen e te say dia wo drive etombe bi na wonam kwan so na wo drive a wo se nko an nyansami a wonam kwan so a wo drive obi aka bi asa be mpra bi asa na dwene ge adwuma sa wo ya ne sa wo ba kodwodo abadwodo wa bra nkwansia mu nya bi ba sa wo hu na say I know my right e wo kwan so a sa be mpra bi asa obi a na dwene ge adwuma enso nam kwan so onim say wo right ne yo no so ne right you are the big jamwa by the time obe hu no maybe a wo da kolemu ana uwa udome eti ewose eho ne yie sana emra etie hwe ade ba ko wasaki yesua lessons abi free ho aya president anadu dan kwa kufu ade yo free akọ nse ya no menke wose constitution review committee no a factor that akufu ado no as a yardstick into the November reason na me say ya to abawie ya kan hu say Ghana ha your constitution no your trouble we are the mandate no money pan your president no and you free in some see your trouble we na ene so what na your kotoaba na men fan say we dey use lawyer sami demfi as example enti your trouble we what na lawyer sami demfi by your president ya Owa John Dramani Mahama is still the president. 2 minutes that so crown for Musumi Mianu. And this Musumi Mianu no, Obatumi make changes. Musumba ko crown and easy. Na Musumi Mianu. Yet to Kroma. Yet to a baby a year kufu and Wabeko. Jumaya for the door was so good, Numa Hudum from Musumi. Now some of the officers now be kono na konya ba ko kwansi wo sisa ni nyina komu fie there was some of bungalows ahodo wo nkonya wo nyom sisa ni nyina komu fie mo so me ba ko pempo no the state cars no mu wie ye de ko haide na mo so mi mienu so boni o mudime din wo man we mi bo so mi mienu asa no be ko mako won so you are just a president ayato abama wo yenyan suwa in when you 2 minutes to act it must say the constitution review say November election na die see ya be January even December 1st akababwa November na die musumi mi yanu patri emwayen Emwa man we. Ye enru that aspect no. Ye from some no. And woman people ben jano. And woman people ben yan musumi no. Wa re ya we be ho. Wa re ya be ba na kobo one city na bi ni. In the name of transition. Transition 1 week beto bi aye. America mo a system ni different. Because the margin is different. And no kra no. Ya tu abani ya Donald Trump wini ya no. No wajira hoto tu ayampia de ma President Joe Biden. Se nuwa bi awo ya no wanyai. Won sizi. Omo kra no mo dwe mi ya papa no. Omo de na ko ba bi nya president se Kufuado. Se sia ya MPP fire like wounded lions no. Bosumi mi yanu wo mani pama konya ya tu abawie November. Let December become and some January aba. Hey! Constitution Review Committee, with all due respect, where the Yaslamu M1 minor. M1 in 1 month by Yano. Within the 2 months, I cried about cool crowd yes. Within the 2 months. Because can we say the new president in our Wabano ever control the military? But can we say the old president in our Wakano? But should be 2 million as the president you are free in some. You better free in someone. You said the day you must show in the new president, no, and the 2 million free in some. As some way you make any may, what should I be? A bit the member of the mammy, so come on, as some more can that way. And one of Moses sent to him for because when we had this constitution review, no, the blood one we have the next 20 years, 30 years, a quantum, no. And now Moses said, "Ya tree, and it's no man do have why young fat time me. Nani and him president to be back Ghana ha. We are the friend of Kufuado. Now any team by your shoes are Kroma. We are him. Ask them, ask the president, Misano. Over John Dramani Mahama, or man where you are there. See our good people to say President Mahama. We handle over the money near and now you're too about the so handle over it. Any problem? Any problem? But I would have Kufuado 1 day it's like 1,000 years. And I'm not going to say, you're not Kufuado Sasubium. You're about Yaho. You're a chief apprentice, and you're Kufuado. You're about you're a chief apprentice, you're Kufuado. Eti yashishem ready bia yesramo ehod de I know some of her either see about 2 years or no ehod de about 20 ya need to for January ne for this November election na ya twa ba de Badaroma your pa election no your family January 1st your pa your family January 1st you see January December your pa family December 1st instead of December 7th to be December 1st. About 1 and corner 2 days I never tour. Enru by 7 December there. Na election in na every Ebi a ma factor so ebi a petition member we president of member betumi ahweso be petition ba ya haka. We dey Madaroma. Oh. Madaroma pa ba ye hwade ye bebo ayen because that angle no yan hwa dachi bi no e betumi de oye nie kase e de aba etuwe de mesremo Madaroma papa Madaroma wate mo me ho ne yankomu biem wode ye mo mfa ya adwene de yanketenkete mfa nka ho na mo mfa factor de bia na mampani bi be bia the next president kura bia na ye mia bia na ye mia Maybe I may be free so no who say be free so we no. Maybe I may be 1 tempe. No me free you may be free so na madua ya hyehyehye no. There be emwa why Madaroma bosumi mi enu die. Ya to abawie ma president bi esa tra so bosumi mi enu. In the name of transition. No madwe Ghana for ho. Madwe Ghana for ho. Bosumi mi enu. There be Madaroma ehode emwayen nti yehye ne bi mu a ebetumi aboa but yamra the 4 to 5 years the 4 to 5 years no fantastic years a ebeboa papa because adia ba ko ho ne say ya won Ghana hay from transition to say ye ministers abani yi na appointees oyi omo a ono omo be ye adwuma even be see na president Mahama the appointees do work on yamie even all the chief executive officers over 90% of them are acting omo substantive they are acting one into the first year no aban no e de be yi ministers the appointees ono omo be ye adwuma I think say e better the 3 years relation finfin no obetumi de aye nuoma efie miensa obetumi de atoto o man no me ye we me si school me ye we obetumi de aye na the last year no a year political season no and also on the aye the politics but yen can who say se di pa no woni me no to aso a 10 years woni me no to aso a 10 years na president Akufo-Addo see man 10 years wo krom a akebe den yatra and ye was see nya media election bi won finfi ho and ye was see nya media election bi won finfi ho a within the 10 years period no the first 4 years no and at the first 5 years no be bibi won finfi ho a so ni pakro no na mamu anya fa ye betumi atinte su kokko bi dia kire na yire fi ho because ye monyon konko 10 years emfie du si ya mana na do dan kokufo do 10 years a akajama ba na won koyo ankokoyo akoda so ya president be sine because 2024 ni to abai 2026 ni Akufo-Addo da so ya president akaya da so bre enti samu sesam for 5 years there now say you 10 consecutive years there and yet there must be a certain cross in between you only me fire samba ya de afiba ko beka ho a e wo se ya nsatire bi so mfimfi ho cause mfie na kwanya easy enti na no do two and when you first 5 years and the second 5 years I can just 7th of December this year and send yakoto aba ne yin afiri so na Akufo-Addo akaba na yen nyina entintin yen nkroma it is from the 10 years or the 5 years no there that is the best namom emfinfi ho no yampa cross bi nsa ho said the party for them na bayo sa parliamentarians na bayo said na bayo woni pano I was here to be an impeachment process. Me, you got to me a fun toy of me a factor and papa. Why you free and I'm the party no. Ever to me and say me a claim and me a pay me personal medicine. Not do a minor coye. That's here about your conquer 5 solid years. Only me you can what 10. Now the bar first 5 years, first 4 years. Only here the second 4 years will see. When the true and the well. And the trade bonnet, touch myself, me powye, or was it me powye, and craha me powye. What it? You can be, you are winning the perfume, but the teacher, and you are winning the next 5 years. But the teacher, you are calling, Okoka, what you yes, Ramo, a woman dear, Yan Saturaka Crow, Bam Wayan, Yaya. You must say Sambra, and then could be beautiful in the eyes of everyone. But what's that? You must say Quack Bonnie. And I'm a president, no. But you have to tell me one year. Me probably who say, Ura John Dramani Mahama by your first 4 years. A no more to me and Yabini. The second 4 years, no, no, enu ma wa ye ni nya bi ni e won so obi ya ka say emre ni sha yes now so eduro ba je ya afo ya trema enye bokitima eduro ba je ya afo ya trema obi a wa ba wa mini so be ya adwuma no oguso ye wo show gwa John Dramani Mahama ba ye the resetting agenda second round yo ba ye ya go to every assembly no mo ye bia no unprecedented what enuoma owura John Mahama woye to the local government no ayo precedented and never be a construction worker cost so minor adani construction zone every sector is moving or minor move economy oh it is ya di nuoma pa e di guna kwemu a or minor president no ba no so minister djuma na oba be ya obetumi nya ya ye ni what you say dem fie nan kura na yehu ani dem fie di Wontumi won the first 5 years second 5 years 10 years e be hu amane madaroma se ntumi nya cross me mfimfi wo de ne ye ndwe for sa se betumi ya yese the party no e betumi akwa trase na o ma check se de town tie se de kurom tie oh na no ya he se party for na nkasa no na beto ba because South Africa ekoyi Jacob Zuma ba ye no enuoma no wo ye no na nya papa Cyril Ramaphosa e no take over party for no eyi Zuma free so em ye di na sama ne court em a Cyril Ramaphosa e take over it is ya hweye na ya nchese bi amfa semfimfi ho ne akasi ya ma 5 years wom chairman fakodia em ye tibeti o ye tibete because ye wabusuafo bi okroba wa moyem pataku enso mo se nyanya taade wanya konya first 5 years wutu mutani abetene ye pende next 5 years obeseka na na do atrebe bi onya first 4 years the second 4 years when the trio and the siso and the dinaman pani eti ahade yesramo se constitution no mo hihye no a mo fa cross sumi ahihye Badawoma the constitution review for no minim se mu bi hwe eti yesramo se mo wie kura mo san kwaji biem aha ente sade amra se badwafo no se ba mo subuhem en yewura attorney general owura Dominic Ayini Badawoma we ye constitution fofra ye yewu we nye 1992 constitution no we ye new amendment and ye hihye mu no eti yanyi ni padwen kakran fansem because yanyi ni padwen kakran fansem a ye mu bia dwen ye adwen mo ni kura yen ye nya kwanya no me besina nya papa ti yesramu let's consider all these things ye nkwanye betumi afa so a o man no admin tuma papa e be fra aha because of nanadunti me kasabia ekufu adunti na me dia be hye me ekufu adunti padaroma aha anya sa ya ma 10 years awie no na fiati babi ne emu ye ho ena we no onipa ni nya ba no ho se 10 years na da won sesem won fa mra bi anhim etowura John Dramani Mahama no woni akwanya no ya wo ba no wono ena wo se wo de saade no e de hyehyem ena se ni party fo kora no a ombenya akwanya na wo hwe na se nipa no oteso no ntumi nya the vice ani amana ba betra ho ye yin afiri ho ye prosecute no atase na nadunti o the future kufuado is bawumia what and we bawumia kura no a ka wusa mpani kabo mo ho samia okumu ho MPP fo no adwummoni wo bebretim esum ejina bebradwum man can now be betumi aba bejina ho aba be kasa tomorrow is pregnant me power e kwanya demu be feso ni pabonefo na nka motamfu ntumi ko afiase hwe atati akwakoye review enuoma watro eni tama ntumi appeals conviction and sentence earlier today when the mama shas ye crossing enuoma atati atwetwe ade akwa court no uti bi kwa was number 1 was it the Learned Council argues that the conviction is unreasonable and also unsupported by the evidence on record. 2, counsel contend that the trial court misconstrued key provisions of the law relating to mineral rights and mining operations. And then we start touching on Dini or mining costs. What? Now touch yet away and we put gun and cost what? And can we be a what dig gun and dream would to mean quality and not to a fiasia? When men as someone Yamaka Yaka so sure, we know who see no. Would to mean quality and didn't too much gun and media who see a fanco. Don't go war. What? Gun and Nasi would to mean who a fiasia. That serve as deterrent to others. And conform with what Gumubini. Me free prison by your catch them say. Nsawam prison munko biem. Number call pa. The catch them. The Kasimu Kosisi or number call. Mutia Minam Kosisi would down wa and come Kumbenya baby other. What? The catch them say. Munkosisi or number call. Mother call so. Mother nam call so kwa. Mother copa. What touchy and Casacra wanted. Also, my comi. I deal with Yamania Quaco to court when him say, court on wrestle. Now, when yai, want to me no matter. Now, one send me 2 gold and you'll buy any poamu or buy your baby diponano. Because we say, what test yare, or the pesca with the Musia for. MYing. The beer chama ya kuduno when them on that 20 years in the end check or Tranco and Beba Puncha 20 Kusu, then year 20 Nqua will be 2 different documents. It to me the Kwaji Exim Bank Sika over 24 million Ghana cedis. What the quantity Sika more over 240 billion. Okwaji the name of Soko Yefu. Ni pabani ni wai. Ni wakundi ya brona se waeka. Ni wabiyaba bekache Ghana force bronas. Ni wabekache Ghana force brase. It over 240 billion no ni nina yeka. Mama yemi se Wontumi se. Emfidie no koto ya no so wade kwa Yefu no. Se funi na se ya emfidie no wai. Safini no, Safuni na say Yamfidie wine. 240 billion Ghana cedis. Odinina. Sani Powell, Waya Bushieni Bise, Yanyano non Samra. Samra Befo, told this man, and she you found. Waya Bushieni Bise and Yasadi Pano. When was Samra Boya? You say MPP you are town for political party. What? We MPP knew was Samra Boy, but do we young? This same guy called Wontumi, the Daroma. And now, Tano Nimri Forest, Kohabania one didn't win. Koshabania one didn't win. Wontumi, the Uncle Disavu 50 years old. Uncle Disavu 50. Tano Nimri 20. Samra Boy 20. Kasama Diai 10. 50. No bring Kamano. No chat. Or shall you opinion? Next time, as several as deterrent to others. They want to be down in another genocide. Jamatati, I bet to me, I will be a day, they will call Kotum, Kono Kokasama, while some will call graduation. Who did you win? Massa, Koswana Cow, a car, recite it. Every idea who at you. Mama won't be an attack on your phone into the show. Over chat, Bama. Over chat and so on, you fear in your bow pain. What's her? Come and donate your mamma, or a coby samasi. Aha. Every Sunday, my baby, I'm done a harm. asa se na me da anim hwa me na me ni abrosan soro me na mo down enti kɔ na kokɔ bi samase efi o de enye efie se de tie bi aso be kɔ obi oye bema oye politics de ene ye dache wo ha no asiesie NDC fo nso no mo so siesie ho kama prison mo siesie ema abonten so ha enya wo de owura jo Mahama do akwakoto ba bi na wu wie sika na wudi a ka hu sai wo namba ko esi Nsawam okọ akọkọ ya do ye hoto bia ne ko mo moto kuntu blanche ko okọ wanya bia da so to bi ko tomatoes score bisase project be na moye ebetumi ekosi dan si ho na da che ko wa de NDC fo no mo should be tumofo mo mabunu no owura jo Mahama nya gidi omumu no ebe wontumi na ko no na konta no kodira kofodua Reverend Akufuado no kodira kofodua ko ska say wontumi is not involved akonta money involve ne ho galamse in any way any part of Ghana no ene wontumi da sewom Reverend wada ba na woni nyame e kasa ko Reverend Akufuado na dia na ya no ama no sade atie ni wada hwam kuro mo by this time so no se wo home no hu amamu papa ye bo hu dawura ba na Reverend ada wontumi da sewom na dia dem se ene dia ya no se yenya do hyem ewo Nsawam kam obi na di tamada e pia wo hyem wo be unsa by 5 ya woso adoma gonwan na unko hoda otebel repenu obi sase de ya se nkoda blade we ya to sa adoma na wo so krai wo be unso atese wato wa chase obi sase adoma be ya wo so ya se nkoda awia ya wo baby ya oti baby ya wo dwen ho wo bete sa doma wo so gwan yesi bia nya so ye be kan nipa na bia wo bia o se wo dimirika e ba odometry ye be kan ho na se tumi wo ho ye tu bi ya mo position na wo te ho a ya hweye mo mrantie no a wo mama mo position bi timu den mo party for dem ba ye hu ne kokoro no odwa na obuafu wo frabudo bossa ena miracle aboaje ena ne nagu abonten no miracle ena ne nagu abonten no kululu awoyeye ena apie no kululu awoyeye na apie no miracle aboaje ena ne ho abasem no bisasa wa mo miracle aboaje ba ye wo mo okoda wo mase get to boys ena okoda wo mase because on one party for ni mechi get to four and on kobo mo pa kodi nachi now when the position is being given to you you want to support you me no o ko afa ye ko to tadan ye fa yire no makongwa brotre bo bia kasa wo de ye na wo tere ho ba asem a wo ba usai obi atra ba bi asum na no ayi nani so hu dia ko sumpo no because you that four party for no ebedi wachi no omo nene omo frem a obi kwa tumi kasa nipa asomasi wa ha adwen dodo wate obi kwa tumi kasa we ha adwen dodo but let me tell you one thing ewi ase we no ayewo mo obi ya ni wi ase a ne ho kwan aso na kwantua obesori ya ba fie da se maniskan tu kwan ewi ase e wono obi ani ho wonsuo no obesori ya ba fie abebo prosebra na nsuo no wate NDC beba power no amanfo de omu ti ade omu kon ade omu ni padua nyina ne si ho ye botwo mo ya na nkrofo bi na jeso ye ba ye no party no adewura John Dramani Mahama Wontumi mo bi appointment itu no wanya lucky en yaba obi ni nua no a wote akire ne kai no e ma ne mfra wansa nsa no wakai no e yakai no wate e yakai no na one kind one suna na what jeme so tell kind asria medical catch mo say NDC will not stay in power forever. Ghana for party hopefully womo abuswa this 4 years Ewura Mahama becha. The next one yanya 5 years Ewura Mahama becha and say NDC ni obabo becha. Obecha the next 10 years. After the 10 party no overflow. A new political party, either NDC, either CPP, either PNC, either this party bang, either Kukofru, either Frafranto, be a BPA, will be sure be this be. But during that time, no, the Bashusha will crumble, the Bashusha will crack them. Gonna form sorry, may I mean, and I am say, no me selling to me say. Ghana from sorry no what to Ghana said what to me and tea. What to me so when you go to know when you Ghana 40. Kwa want to me man or them. Maybe say dan what do to me or say fi ni yana. But they do so yet no. O see sorry you. Wo kokko tani aba be bo pa. Me am 100 cities. Me do attract am you see the next. What thing? Let's leave them to face their reality. Let's leave them. Bonino ni pani kodi yano. Yano no confessi. Yano no confessi. Next time, let's say MPP, Ebaso, Owura John Dramani Mahama Kurano, they investigated him on Ebas. Now can say Ebas saga, say that Jeremiah Bonia. I can't put before Farin Kotu. Oba yano, Owura John Mahama ni pekombia so na Kotu. No, MPP. Omunya baya brewaju, omutimu sum. But the mission tiasa boni omadi no, yama munkokwa. You face them squarely. But we hear of one son no odiye. Etunim say ya kromfo no Owura John Mahama do akosi ba bia masa resign kope business bi kope fu bi do kope business bi aboso kan se stores no bu ho kope bi je ko Dubai China ko fa na de beton asakimu na mu ai o betro aduma no so kope bi ye na fira ba aduma no mu no won ko dis kan ya chew ya de krata brewa na telephone famwa so wa saya wo me ho wo je papa no a woni me ga na di nkomo wo ba papa no ho and one say phone me tar na so one wa san ko wa so ba yesi brutal. When the time comes we got the floor 10 years NBC mecha plus 14 they say breaking the 8-year topic me but still now one day the best show crater and I know yeah pre-budget review na me chaso me kampo na mo de asema me kana no wo de mo a wo be position bi ama mo me ni we wasam me de be punish no me ni we wasam me de be punish we de me penasam we de me penasam so one day when the media case it mama you very careful when a position is being given to you bo nimre nanse ni ye mo ni sola ketia bo Owura John Mahama de baba no je fadidi anti sa business mi ya sakala djuma no ko nyami be hia so ama ko bokro no e mo ni ko brade enkoye na mesan afa bibibra wa so ba ya sibuta sesi some cancer nas okọ otitenkwa nchen wa shasi aduadua mumu ana wo cancer damanas ba asomade aguditi so no so ni wahu Owurade wo cancer nas ba wo sete ana asomade agunanim na wo ba wahu no wo ba mo offices da bia wo ba mo office da bia na se ba da bia Bob offices, Dabia, or no more business, no more business. Messi was so by your say. Hey! Already. The way I saw no. Ube Jammy. Already. Was so by your say. It's a woman. Support them. Support the base. In fact, there is something they can't say we no make chat. And then all of a sudden, NBC for be kasase nyame bi no boys. When you konya kokotena asempa ekosi sanya o kasate say we nyame watone mu ase majestically we yine nsem mako and then we yine nsem mako o kasase rich man hey the shamu abutanda so the shamu the sabota what the we bia no enkowie mani sika your person will be just do that but me we mani sika then we mani sika no rajo Mahama probably to what you the mun theatre and you rajo Mahama person dey do omkotu mu rajo Mahama na do ba tuma wura ho what dey mu yi ana mo so de sa de mu manya kronfo afa na mu sua bi etu obi a wonim krono bo wo sua asesi ane ate no eba duwa wa ma wase ayehye etu munya very careful the futu ya me nuanom ya di bread ya mamo no mame sai emuvutu lawyer samija mfi ho bi hwe sese me mpasa me kasafa crowd ya fa good board ho bi because the wonders ya good board e perform e wo man Ghana mu no eme straight of remorse yatum resi yatum eso we Ghana fan we baby ejina na se me te sa drama fo bi so person tutu mu omam ewiase nyina eko because America, Iran and Tokano and then Tokokuma, but because of God board my country will necessarily not do a person and by now you took you 1 liter 50 Ghana Saku for the person and Kadala Shutu for one boy Shutu influence in a Shutu where you Shutu and by now you're Tiahutim by now you took you 50 Ghana but God being so good and the baby ejina fire the effort to other African countries let me say few or more and until I make us say God bless you mama ya mona baso what na unim na who akwa we your friends saying the okasa se na ntwi NPP ni bugabuga yeah anytime you baby na nubia na sameja mfi look owura sameja mfi nim say mo pen ho asempa na munya no ko NBC headquarters owura sameja mfi no mateta no a moteta ne sasamonto no ko NBC headquarters na kohwe MPP fo ema hadiam wo mo babedu ho o mate se lawyer sameja mfi be ba ho it won't be do us on the pen on the pedi omedi we free power how many days but ne the party ma and the NDC headquarters riska MPP for the near for buchiefo NDC headquarters MPP ma hajianum wo mu go ho wo mu process them wo be die NDC headquarters go there because amate say abrantie na moteta no say mudu ne batum no ayi omete so beba ho omunya me no MPP your god your demigod is Samijemfi. That's the reason why Tiamu to be any dim border. Now say ya say and don't come and work parliament all the time. They just want to find fault about God board. Because someone who say God board is the game changer. You are making the economy stabilizing. And he said report to Crown the Beba. And you know, God board documents are available online. All the documents are available on the website. And some people will pretend as if say finesse. When you me, ebe tutu ya mkama kumako. Ewa jomoni ya modu ya fara. Emuamu stop it. What? Mom nam. And this year quarters necessary ska. And quarter the yanidi. What's that? What's your fiada? What's that Friday? I said, well, Yamika will be a son of Wabiano. Bloggers who go there, Moko this year quarters. What's that? Mokoram Concorde. Because no Mr. Lion Samid and Fibaho. That's a saying, on my hobby, and to a minute down of Babaho, and every Friday, on competent. That is a good year. What's your catahino? Every Friday, on Mukojinaho, some Kosiska. And so Sani Pakuanwa, when Nimua, and Kamupati Ma, and some call Manono, Mina Nua, and Kasama to the Manidim. Stop it, Milai, MPP, Mu Kwanya the first one, but to two petty. That's Samijan Fino Mojene Hono, the big Kumu petty, no. The big Kumu petty, the big Kuno. A Kamun Kwanka, Yaswan wa Pampasu, Sasamatono. The next president in line, and the Mudin Hua Grossar. What a one will people the Amamo. God bless you, Pa. More fire. Truth is truth from Jones. Mansuton to Krum. Please, once again, commend the MTTB Chief Inspector Emmanuel Opoku for me. Sincerely, he is doing a wonderful job here in Sahioso. This is Mystical Wonders, representer in Liberty FM. Chief Inspector Opoku, we are champion my water. The police said, "You know, we did a year subsna, we be an on set. We be an or no set. In tea, we are champion. So, and no. Mamin fa we so fanka ho me amini akwabna kase so we am afie osemo fire nana thank you kase we are champion pa good evening bro, God bless you. This is from Honorable Kwaku Shebu chairman me da se papa na mamin mawura aya forestry commission na men kotre en committee emfa emfri ho Owura huge brown. Say, Iriase, Anano, Ghana Phobi, Beneno, Akasakase ba ye mubo shire, MPP Phobi, Ebo shire powder, Edibi Bomukumu ma 7 previous some 2 na the powder boho because Ukumanga Aqua Forestry. When yakwan we siam wabontie no obisame hey benka ne emfa nkyeremo ene wo obesiam ya obeka owura huge brown eho asema kyerem ya mekwa akobɔ na maneye adamfo no usiame na obeka ne ho asem kyerem ya mebɔ na maneye uguso a wo kanu anu ma frɛ no wo fon so be fon ni kura me no wotie etu be siam ya meka ne ho asem bie mu nkyereme it's okay, enough is enough bo predodo what bo pre too much. Owura brown wa o frame wo fon so e na obi frame e na brown yesey na brown yesey na so aye de wo ye no wo hen o so obi na ka kire me say am na me a o be frame abo mama ne o so say bete nyame hu mobo wate hu mobo enye nyame krank me ka so ntua ka kranka owura huge brown eya me nyonko brebo this time round we madamfo pa no pa wono no owura bra me tia o nyame hira o nyame ya adoma Jordan na se fia da member office why nyame ka ho so oni ewu na me tia forestry manager just regional manager se hio so ye frɛ no owura ntia moa nyame onka no ho ana na nimia Chris ono so eye deputy manager se hio so na nansa mete se ayi akontomra former MP no ale John Boatete kronfo bi no a okwaje e buffer stock fo no ma wo mo bi ko supply buffer stock no ma no na yire fa tire kwaje sika no a abrantie no beto ha kan ho asem no ale John Boatete some kan sa abrantie no mo kan say akontomra MC Yamonia ya started juma de mo ba ya no ana ba ya banda na bi dan bi akodua wu dan bi a ana John Boatete esi ya emana sefo bibi ya na komi ya tinatum no ana sa branti ale John Boatete akoko fefe sentwefo akobo mpa so ko se hwe so a forestry fo anya adwuma na ndisi fo na gu kwayim mumi sa ale John Boatete fe enua dudu sign water ya say me ya manje say kama me ya te no ba me hwedi ana me say tamu nsuo na wotwa no obi anwam because ya me sina be kwa kobo ni bia wota no nso ni pomponi ni wo ba sepi wo free honti wo ya wadwe so be makuro na basa kontomra wo ya wadwe so be mana ye basa ni pomponi ni wo ni adwene hwedan fu wo si yesa na sefo nkotra Shedanfon wala John Boatete and the one ya kukubro ebe kansam fu ala se hwi asase so onu ya de no sen water be ka cha gara fo eni ya de tu man ka ba na the prison wo de fa ba so one day fa ba so na obete sound
what you call it Attorney General is saying. I think you could see that he used a word like she was absconded. Same thing that Ghanaians are calling that Ofurata has also absconded. And so, as he's also directing that we should go in front from the Attorney General, it is rightly so. He is the one on the seat, hot seat. Same thing that we also want to appeal to him, that during his time, some of the expenses that the former finance minister has done, there's law before and there are issues before in court. And they're asking him to also come and then be tried. He has also been absconded. I've not heard him using those words that he has also absconded the law, and then he's in the US. But however, no, let me state emphatically, as I said, I was going to make it my own personal decision, or not position, and not the party position. I am not saying if Satnam was sentenced unduly, and for that matter, not grounded in law, or there wasn't merit for her to go to prison, then of course she has every right. As it is, in the case of Wontumi, he has been convicted, sentenced to 25 years. He's got 20 years or 25? 20 years, right?
Wontumi is 20 years.
Good. So, and his lawyers have gone to file Supreme Court, isn't it? Yes. They want to appeal at Supreme Court. They want to appeal or they want to Supreme Court? They want to appeal court, yes, not appeal court. Yes, same thing as Satnam also has the right and liberty for her lawyers to also appeal. I'm told that they filed in February this year. Is that so?
Yes.
The appeal. But the thing is that it was never made mention clear in the public notice.
Not at all.
That, and how did they file appeal? The person wasn't in Ghana. He was in absenteeism when she was sentenced. So was he still enjoying in the US and said they should appeal for her? Why didn't he come down to face the case as we are calling for this guy to come? If she knew that she had nothing to hide, I think she should have come back home and then was tried and then sentenced and they appeal and then acquitted. But if you were not here, you were in the US and then you put in appeal and you came in May, and by June and July they said you should be out. That's why we are all worried about it, and of course we are rightly so to ask questions, because if the person wasn't in Ghana, how do you appeal? In the first place, you were not even languishing behind the bars. That is why we are not. Many people will not be having pity to the lady, because if she were here and were put behind the bars, and today they've appealed and they say no, they found nothing wrong with her, she should go home. I think Ghanaian wouldn't have spoken anything to talk about it. But the person was not here. He was actually not here, and you were challenging the case when you were not in the country to challenge the laws. So for me, if you ask me, I would say if Sadna were here, tried through, and by 2024 she was sentenced, and now the lawyers put in the application for appeal, and they go through the procedure, and she's been acquitted, Ghanaians wouldn't have been crying. But the person who was in the US, she came no, then they said appeal. That is, I'm sure, we are rational, human beings are rational, they have every right to ask. Same thing, nobody's questioning. If tomorrow too, they go to court of appeal and they sit in the case and they say that Wontumi didn't do anything, and they say acquitted and discharged, I don't think we can say anything. But because we are interrogating the issue of Sednam, same thing we will interrogate the issues of Wontumi. Why? There's evidence clear. If you go to Summary Boy, the last time it was flat, serious flat.
Yes.
As a result of this illegal mining that could put those people in this Accra, even Greater Accra here when there was flat, block rooms. You saw how we suffered. Yeah. Left alone Accra and your block rooms. Mad houses. Yeah. You know it. And so to make clear the whole Obikura and the journey now. And so it become a big challenge to the country. So let's see. I've heard, as I was saying, I've heard something. The Governor Damis, former deputy, saying that there was check of 500,000. It was cash. There were money to be given to victims. Is it fire victims or flood victims at Accra, Katamaso or so? And there was amount of money about 2 point something. There were another 90. So he made mention of certain facts, and that. But we are told, say the appeal court says that the standard in which the case was supposed to go to be sentenced, they did not reach that standard, and for that matter, she was acquitted and discharged. And who am I to challenge? If the lawyers would say that they can interrogate the issues after judgment is done. Yeah. And I'm happy that there was one lawyer called Lawyer Powers, something Powers. I don't know if you heard his name this morning on TV3. He's called Powers something. He's a lawyer. He was also interviewed by TV3 this morning, and then he says that he wasn't having confidence that the current Attorney General can go to court to appeal because of his previous cases when he became the Attorney General Ofale Nole prosecutor for several cases, like 104 cases and other cases, and so he thinks that he doesn't foresee the Attorney General coming forth with forceful to fight Sednam's acquitted in the charge case. But there's good news. The good news is that Attorney General has instructed the senior Attorney General, senior prosecutor at the Ministry of Attorney General to file execution of stay of execution. And so let's hope. Tomorrow is a working day, and next week is very close. So let's see. I'm sure from tomorrow, if you don't hear anything, the following week we'll start to hear something. But I don't know whether at this point in time, whether stay of execution or no stay of execution, she has been acquitted and discharged. So she'll go home. They will have a process to go home until the court, the appeal court say otherwise. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know what the terms and the.
Do you think, say, NBC pursue clear all the legal processes in about the woman, because now no, okay, Attorney General Nkasa Wantiasi, what the court, what the court now. No, it's Attorney General fighting the woman or the government and fighting the woman, and that's saying you told me, you know, is it because of say, okay, young Franco court, you say court of appeal and what granted me, and you had this to Supreme Court also you couldn't more to go. Send the not just a case in the area and a baby proud crowd. What to be fun court. Do you think, sir? I don't
think the Attorney General directive is to go to Supreme Court. First and foremost, he said they should go for stay of execution. What it means is that
and he said he was sending to Supreme Court.
Okay, so that means if you lost at Court of Appeal, his last resort is to go to Supreme Court. Yeah. And
so, now the appeal why you know, so if you really want to go to appeal, you cannot go back to the same appeal, so you need to move further to the Supreme Court. Yeah.
So the question is, when Sednam filed in for the appeal, did the Attorney General appear or not?
Did
the appeals court invite Attorney General into the case or not? So that is we should be asking the Attorney General. Attorney General should be able to, should not get tell her that she's going to appeal. Where were they when there was appeal? Because it was if her lawyers appeal, it is her lawyers against the state, and the state lawyer is Attorney General. Were they served that appeal? Do they represent the state? Who represented the state, and why they lost that case?
Okay.
So these are logistic, very reasonable that question that we need to ask. Maybe Attorney General didn't think that the court can turn the thing the way. So maybe they were even looking for other cases because knowing that she's already languishing in prison, and the court surprises them. So we need to know whether was the state actually represented in court during, if the appeal was filed since February. How many times did the Attorney General go to court until when the judgment was made? And how come? Because every day court reporters go to court and report cases. How come that Ghanaians were not told about this appeal case until this morning? What did I say? Yes, because we never had the case.
No, not at all.
Me, but when I saw it on social media this morning, I was sitting with my wife and I said, hey, he said if I leave certain time you. So I quickly put on my TV. Then Joy News started Joy News, the Amon's program. MFA started saying it. Then I switched to TV3. Then Roland and Beatrice also started reading the same issue. And I said, okay, well, it's true. So
even when I heard it, I thought it was.
I'm sure even the president himself, they took him surprise. All of us, it took us by surprise. But you see, we have a law. If the person hasn't committed any crime, I don't think it's or you'll be mommy, or you'll be Ray, or you'll be sister, or you'll be nearby, or you're Miam, if it is truly that it was the real cases that took 10 years in prison wasn't warrant, it's not merit in law, then I say Omunja no coffee. No coffee. Same thing. I say I want to make case no corner. I say I want to make committee crime here on coffee. Men why?
Yeah.
We are using the constitution. We are using. It's not about human beings.
Okay.
It's not about structure of human beings. If they were to start about human beings, and they can say I want to make one prison.
Yeah.
Because he dead your mama. Okay, so your governor of Kumasi.
Yeah, we're governor.
Was it your mama person back Kumasi? National security will have to even negotiate with him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you are nobody. See, I have my freedom. Your freedom is being curtailed. We also call Nsawam the past few days. Wontumi kono about say under them patio. Space no dano. Me also maybe a student mattress.
Student mattress.
Mosquitoes very no. Your freedom to curtail your freedom is end that form.
Yeah.
And so I don't wish anyone to go to prison. And as I always tell people, me and Krabiti and Yen Kasa, I am also protest anybody, any Ghanaian, you are a protester prisoner.
Oh yes, I've been there once.
One by some. And that's one you cannot breach the constitution. And I want Bumira. And see, I believe that if his lawyers goes to court, if Attorney General goes to Supreme Court, the Supreme Court says, look, it is true. I'm holding a Supreme Court held the appeal court decision. When Mami said, "Nam, you will have to go and eat and cook for her husband, and take care of the children and then the grandchildren." There be it. But the truth of the matter is, we never had the case.
Okay.
So Ghanaian has question to ask government. Did the Attorney General appear in any of the because I don't think that when they filed since February this case was filed, I don't think they've never had the case. And if the case has been hearing, how come the Ghanaians were not informed? Because I know Attorney General does what we call meet the press and press briefing. They've never made mention anything,
not at all,
of this anyway. So when they were bringing, when Saddam came, but they told us. When she was picked, but we were told.
Yeah.
So when there was appeal, how come we didn't hear? This is a surprise to Ghanaians, and so Attorney General not get to tell her that he has asked his senior state prosecutor to go to court, but he's supposed to tell us how many times did this case be heard in court that we've never had any report.